Hello, welcome back. This should be a short turn. Messenger from Bandar Log. Now I lay me down to sleep, I pray the Lord my soul to keep, and if I die before I wake, I pray the Lord my magic gems to break, so no other pretender can use them. How spiteful. Search the sites, didn't find any. Spider battle, this was just Tianchi fighting off the vine ogres that were sieging him. We took 3 provinces that were just defended by province defense. Not too interesting. That's these 3 over here. Unexpected events were all bad. We lost 10 province income in Pantagruel's Legacy, we lost 3 dominion in Smotherdark, and we lost all kinds of stuff in Trackless Woods. The god of Asphodel has been permanently vanquished. And Fully Awake and Size 1 is now a famous hero. He has gained the unequaled obesity. What are these called again? Heroic ability. He's heroically fat. More hit points and strength. So there you go. He's size 1, but he's very fat. That's everything, and not much else going on. I have the 3 small armies that just took those provinces, are just heading back now. I can't get to... So, there are 2 other provinces I can take now. I can take Forbidden Fields from Bandar Log, and I can take this province from Neutrals, maybe. So I'm just going to move stuff to be... I don't know if this army is actually good enough to take this from the Knights, but they'll be adjacent next turn. This army can't get anywhere other than here next turn, but I'm not going to need a huge number of troops to take this. So I'm just moving these guys adjacent to Forbidden Fields next turn. So these guys are just moving back to the Parched Expanse for now, and I'll figure out where I want to move them. In Parched Expanse there's a few things happening. I realise that we're quite close to Alteration 5, and at Alteration 5 you can cast Mother Oak, so I could cast that next turn. So with that in mind, I want to claim the throne, but I'm also building a lab here so that I can immediately cast Mother Oak next turn as well, because my Pretender can just do that. So we'll claim the throne this turn, then we'll cast Mother Oak, and then we'll search for sites with my Pretender the turn after that. So he's got a busy schedule. And I am planning to site search this province quite heavily. Not much else happening. We had a lot of minus gold events, and we're also recruiting one of these guys for the first time. Talmoy Elder. I haven't recruited these guys yet. They're my big researchers, and they have forging bonuses as well. They end up either Fire 3, Earth 3, or Astral 3. I don't have any big Astral mages, so that'd be really useful to get an Astral 3 mage. Just to have one. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with them yet. But yeah, I haven't recruited any of these yet. They're by far my most expensive commander. Zamzamites are 315. These guys are 370. So I'm not recruiting anything anywhere else, because 4 Sacreds plus that guy, plus building a lab, is like literally all my gold this turn. The unfortunate thing about Bandar Log's Dominion is that it's very kind of, turmoil, sloth, no growth. With Heat 3. So all of these provinces we've taken are very low income. You have 29, 24, 41, 15, 51, 43, 17, Jesus. 68, 52, these are okay. His cap's only 238, what's my cap? Like 359. So I'm hoping that this province keeps the luck skills for a long time, because it's got a lab here. And I'll cast Transformation there with my Pretender in a few turns. But other than that, I'd like to push my Dominion out into these lands we've just taken. Generate a bit more income. And yeah, other than that, still just keeping an eye on Tianchi and waiting for the siege to happen. Best case scenario would be Machaca sieges, well, storms Scaleria, and like loses all of its troops. And then I can just roll straight into Machaca and his cap's right here and just take all this shit. But I don't think that's going to happen though. It feels like he's been sieging Scaleria since like the beginning of the game. Like, doesn't it? Like, I'm pretty sure they went to war on like turn 9 or some shit. Oh well, whatever. I don't have much else to do in this turn, so I'm just going to end turn there. I didn't do anything else last turn after I was partialed. So thanks for watching. See you next time. Hello, welcome back. Okay, few things. We got some alteration. I think we knew we were going to get some alteration there. So we can now cast Mother Oak. 10 nature gems per turn. So I'm going to cast that this turn. I've alchemized some of my pearls into additional nature gems to make sure we can overcast it a little bit. Because Sitiz is in the game, and I'm pretty sure Sitiz is a nature nation. So they might want to cast it as well. Gives us some other cool stuff as well. Moors of the Earth was a pretty good Earth spell, I remember. And Iron Warriors is a nice buff as well. So there's a few cool things in here. Even Incinerate I think is pretty good, right, as a fire spell. 18 magical armor negating damage against one person. It's pretty good. So there's a lot of cool stuff though. We'll keep going for Alteration 6. We claim the throne of Crystal Throne. I'll look at that in a second, but we've seen it before. Didn't find any sites, and then we spied a battle in Sitiz. Didn't expect this. Looks like Ulm is rolling up on Sitiz's cap. So it's a pretty mundane army. This is a huge number of highly armored and quite heavy troops. I'll look at them in the battle report in a second. There's also a few mages back here. Wow, the guy's got quite a few items. We've got Prophet. We can see the Bless as well, which is a caster Bless. So 4 precision, 2 reinvigoration, 50 Farcaster. Ulm gets a lot of evocations if I remember rightly. Some more casters with items, lots of reinvigoration stuff. Versus just some PD. You can see a lot of magma bolts. And other than that, the casters mostly cast Earth Skin, I think. And some Earth Melds. Full of Iron Darts. Cleans up the PD quite easily. They pretty much just want this huge line of armoured troops to hold, while all the mages just spit out evocations over everything. So that was Stiz. He lost a couple of troops, but nothing major. These are all very cheap. 11 gold infantry, 20 gold guardians, 11 gold, 11 gold. So we'll see how that goes. We've still got the that's 8 black priests and 7 master smiths. Yeah, we'll keep an eye on that. 2 events. Feral Woods, gained some unrest, lost some gold. That's never good. And in Pantagruel's Legacy, some squires have been caught and interrogated. I assume that means knights are going to attack us, which does not sound pleasant. And we finished the castle. So let's do the 3 things I need to do before I forget. First of all, we got the Crystal Throne. Cool. We can now recruit Crystal Mages. I probably won't, because I have plenty of Earth and Astral already, and these guys are old. But we also get 2 Dominion, 1 Earth, 1 Astral, Pearl. Other thing to mention is I got the fort upgraded, but apparently the castle doesn't actually give you any more commander points. It's still just +1. So I can't actually recruit a mage and a scout every turn. So that sucks. And the other thing to point out is I was talking about setting an earthquake trap in this province, and I forgot I don't actually have any evocations research. I don't know why I was talking about earthquake. That's like miles away. So, glad I covered all those things. Here's the... Wow, Ulm just went straight onto his cat. I guess I did that to Bandolog as well, but... Yeah, Sitiz could very easily just take this, and then... I don't know, this could go either way. It depends like how much Satiz has got in his cap and how much research he's got. I am diseased in this province. That's interesting as well. One thing I forgot to mention was that in that battle, Olavolm's army is starving. I don't know what that's about. But anyway, I asked the player who's playing Satiz how he feels about being sieged by Ulm, and he seems quite confident he's going to just flick it away. So if I thought Ulm was probably going to win, I'd keep my units in this area to start raiding Satiz's provinces and taking them off him. But if Satiz thinks he can win, then I'm going to just let him have his provinces. Because I'd like him to fight back as hard as possible and get caught up in a war with Ulm. And that will leave me free to look at Abyssia and Tianqi instead. So we'll just keep an eye on this and see what happens. Until then, my plan is still just to take Forbidden Fields and then maybe take Nilmeria next as well. So the 2 red arrows you can see are just me moving troops in those directions. The guys here are just going to site search while they wait. In Parched Expanse, I'm doing a bit of research, searching for death sites. And my Pretender is casting Mother Oak. So I've used all of our nature gems doing that. If that goes off, then we'll have 19 nature gems per turn, which is pretty nice. I just need to find something to do with them, because I don't really have any good nature spells at the moment. That reminds me, we've got this enchantment discount site, haven't we? I meant to look if there's anything we can do with enchantment. We could twice spawn all of our death mages, I guess. That's something. Yeah, there's some death summons we can use that for. Ooh, Hidden in Sand. That's a cool one as well. And hidden underneath. Yes, so we can... I have to remember we've got that. It is enchantment, right? Which site was it? Yeah, enchantment bonus 30. Worth remembering. Anyway, what was I talking about? Oh yeah, moving those armies out, casting Mother Oak. And this guy's just my site searcher. I would really like some death gems, so I'm also doing something I never usually do, which is I'm casting Dark Knowledge. I think most of the remote site searching spells are just bad. And that's especially true of Dark Knowledge, which costs 4 gems to cast. Which I think is just a total waste of time. It's much better to just walk around searching. But let's see if I get lucky. I'm going to remote search Redbird and Smotherdark, which I haven't searched at all. And see if I get a death site there. And that's pretty much everything. The only other thing to mention is that I am moving all of my stuff to Pantagruel's Legacy. We've got all of our Shaman doing Swarm and then spamming Body Ethereal. We've got the Fire guys carrying Fires in Jars, doing Fire Elemental and then Incinerates. Earth guy doing Iron Warriors. And they're just going to sit in a big block in the middle and do all that. To hopefully defend against that event we just got. And then we can see how effective this is at defending. And if it works well, then they can all just stay here forever researching. Because it'll be a nice little defensive barrier against Abyssia. And I think that's it for this turn. Gonna end turn now because I'm holding up the game. And I'll do turn 33 and see you in a minute. Hello, welcome back. Site searching spells are a fucking scam. Never cast them. Never ever cast them. They suck ass. We cast Mother Oak though, which is not a scam. We've got a shitload of nature gems now. Unstifled left did not find a site. Temin didn't. To hold God in your hand found Earthblood Seepage, which I believe is 2 earth gems per turn. That's quite a nice one. And the province we just took, spoilers, also contains a Druid's Grave for 1 nature gem. So we're sitting on 20 nature gems per turn now, which is pretty nice. No one else found any sites. Battle in Scalaria. This was, I think, yeah, just Scalaria sending out 1 unit to look at Machaka's army, which is the same as it ever was. Lots of spiders. We took Forbidden Fields, because of course we did. And lots of events. We got a Cloud Mage, who seeks to unveil the secret of the mist-covered highlands. I can't remember if this is like an actual thing you can trigger, like if you research here it does something. Maybe it is, I don't know. Stone Heavens. A huge copper bull was excavated from an ancient buried settlement. It is... They put it in a shrine, it is somewhat covering my effigy, which makes sense because my effigy must be extremely small. Dominion change. And Whispering Wastes, minus 50% tax. We did finish the Palisades in Morn, and we have successfully defeated Bandar Log permanently. Not much else to say this time. Still just waiting to see what other people do. And still just finishing off some bits and pieces. Searching the Throne Province we've just taken. Sending out my Death 2 mage here to start site searching in this area. Got a Death 2 mage up here, site searching. I really would like some Death Gems. We've got a really nice Death Summon that I was hoping to cast at some point later on, but it's not looking too good. Over here, this big block of troops now is just going to roll into these knights and hopefully knock out these knights. It's just got some weak skeletons and some Lion Tribe archers way out in front to catch Lance Charge, and then everything else is back here in this block getting buffed. And then they just walk forwards. Hopefully that goes fine. And I think that's it really. We did recruit our first Talmai Elder, and he is Astral 3, which is really nice. Because that's what I wanted. So we have an Astral 3 mage now. Sitting in reserve. I'm going to go back to recruiting Zamzamites though. I'd like to have a Death 3 Zamzamite. For the same reason that I'd like to have Death Gems, but maybe it's not meant to be. Down here we can see that Tianqi has actually moved a fairly big army onto my border, I guess. Maybe he's going to attack me, maybe not. But it's worth bearing in mind I can defend the Kasavik Highlands very easily because everything in Dunvale can move to Kasavik, everything in Pantagruel's Legacy can move to Kasavik, everything in Ashdod can move to Kasavik. So if he rolls into, what's this, Numecria, we can mount a pretty hefty defense in Kasavik, so I'm not too worried, but it'd be interesting to see if he does anything. I'm not sure where else this army could be going. Moving towards Ulm, maybe. And that's it, not much else to say about the state of the world. Gem income looks really nice now, especially Astral in nature. Should probably think about doing something with blood at some point. Can site search with my pretender. Can blood hunt with my pretender, I mean. Got lots of blood. Just need to get 50 slaves to empower someone who can continue the process. It's a long way off, I suppose. Next target is just hit Alt 6, transform my god. And then I was going to do some conjuration. Edge for the Dead is nice, it spits out big giant ghostly giant ghosts. But we'll think about what else we want to do after we hit Alt 6, I think. I really wish these 2 sieges would complete so that I can... I mean, how long has this guy been sieging Scaleria's Cap? Is he just not going to storm it? And all these mages are sat here now defending. I think I already said that though. Okay, ending turn. So thanks for watching. I'll see you next video.